The brain is a tool meant to be used to help human consciousness experience physical reality. The problem comes in because many people leave their brain. They leave their brain to run on default programming. Did you know that you have 65,000 thoughts every single day? 97% of the thoughts you have today are the same as the thoughts you had yesterday and the thoughts you had the day before. Many people's brains run like a broken record. They're trapped in ways of thinking that mirror their early environments. And this can be a great thing. It's so useful for people who have patterns and brain patterns for things that they want in their life. For example, me, I have a brain pattern that I always make money. I attract wealth. I keep money. Money loves me. This is a mentality I've had from a very young age because I've always been an entrepreneur and I've always attracted successful people and friends into my life. The problem comes in when we have negative or destructive brain patterns from our childhood and we're using those to create our reality. And you can tell if you have a pattern like that because you will feel stuck. You'll feel stuck in the way you are in the world. You'll feel stuck at a job you hate, in a place you live, in a relationship. This world is only comprised of two things: particles and waves. Particles are the material world that we see in front of us, and the waves are the invisible world, right? Those are emotions, those are thoughts. Our thoughts are the cause, and the material world is the effect. So once we learn to work with these, we start to picture the outside world almost as like a little toy boat floating on the surface of the water, and our thoughts and our focus is wavelength energy, like little ripples. And in your life, there are so many different opportunities and paths that your life may take. They're all like little boats, little toy boats on the water. And what you focus on sends more and more and more ripples towards that boat. So eventually that boat is the one that's going to be leading the pack, and that's the most likely quantum outcome for your life based on how much focus you've put onto it. As you observe the reality that you consciously choose for the higher expansion of your soul and the greater good of humanity and mankind, the rest of them start to fade away. I would not come on here and talk to you about this if I had just read it in a book, okay? I am living it right now. And I know it's true for anybody watching this. So for people watching my channel, I want us all to be conscious observers of our quantum realities. So in this video, I'm going to teach you some really quick, easy ways to start breaking your brain out of those patterns so that you can start creating a reality that feels good.
Most people think of their brain like they think of their liver or their lungs. Leave it alone and let it do its thing. But this is a huge mistake. Your brain is not left alone. It is constantly taking in data from your experiences and environment and using it to predict and create your reality. If you're not actively working on your brain, it will create more and more of the same thing, which for most people is a rather mundane life at best, or one filled with painful experiences, unsatisfying relationships, depression, anxiety, and suffering. So while this exercise may look or seem weird to you, keep an open mind. Trying new things that break you out of your usual routine is one way to start growing your brain and playing a conscious part in your life and the creation of your reality. Let's get started.
We're going to start just by closing your eyes and take a few deep breaths just to calm yourself down. And then we're going to take the palm of one of your hands and place it flat against your forehead, and take the palm of your other hand and place that at the back of your head against your scalp. Now you'll notice right away that this actually feels really good. The front part of your brain contains the frontal lobes. These are associated with memory, emotions, impulse control, problem solving, social interaction. And we're also touching the area that covers the pineal gland, which some people refer to as the third eye. This is responsible for releasing the chemicals that take us into a dream state, and also the chemicals that help our consciousness transfer from this world to the next. The back of our brain is where we have the occipital lobes, so that deals with vision. So when we hold our head like this, We're putting focus and attention on the brain. Now with your hands still in place, focus on the reality that you do want. A key signal that you are trapped in a self-sabotage loop is that you know exactly what you don't want. Okay, you know, oh, I hate when they do this, I hate when they do that, I hate when this happens, I never want this to happen again. But you don't know what it is that you do want. Now, your brain has neural pathways that are very familiar. So in order for you to change your reality, the reality that your brain is going to serve up in front of you, you need to have access to these neural pathways for the things that you do want so your brain can take you there. I've used my brain to completely change my entire reality many times over. You could call me a master of transformation, a master of my own reality. Mere months ago, and then the year prior to that, I was in just a really dark place. I was in toxic relationships. I was terrified for the world. I was very unhealthy. I had a lot of negative thoughts and I couldn't seem to find a way out. I hadn't built those neural networks in my brain. So what we want to do now is start building those neural networks so your brain has a place to go instead of the familiar patterns that it's used to. So I like to focus on the version of myself that exists in the reality that I want. So what I did to reach the reality I'm at today, I wanted to live somewhere where I would get access to vitamin D, hot weather, and the sun all year round. I wanted to be somewhere where I could live free and have no restrictions. I wanted to meet the love of my life and play in the ocean. I wanted to forgive my parents and find healing from my trauma. I wanted to get involved in martial arts, feel healthy, look healthy, lose weight, and be vibrant. That is the life that I'm living here now. There are 3 areas of focus that will change and bring things into your reality: thoughts, mental images, and emotions. So we want to bring all of those into play during this exercise. The easiest way to start is with the mental image. So picture your body in your perfect outfit with your perfect person and in your perfect setting. Imagine your financial situation, how it feels, right? So as you're picturing this mental image, you're going to start to get feelings about it. How does it feel? Do you feel light, joyful, happy, satisfied? And then you're going to start forming thoughts about it. And if you're not forming thoughts, you can just think thoughts. You can consciously think these thoughts, which is, oh, this feels wonderful. I'm so lucky. Things always work out for me. I deserve this. Now your brain is hearing this, thinking this, experiencing it, and starting to create a little pathway in your brain. And so what you want to do is to reinforce that pathway so that it starts creating new levels of your reality in your world. And then the final thing you want to do is to speak out loud the thoughts and the feelings and the things that you see, right? So that's taking what's in your brain. Your brain is in a dark room and putting it out into the screen of space, bringing it out into the real world. A lot of people like to write it down too. So speak it out, write it down, say over and over again, thank you. Just experience the gratitude of having what it is that you want. Convince your brain that you're already in that state. You'll wake up and you'll be here. So when you're done doing that, open your eyes and quickly shift your eyes from left to right, just like this. While thinking about that version of yourself that we just discussed, that will stimulate both the left and right sides of the brain, and that kind of locks it in. So ideally, you want to just take 1 minute to do this exercise in the morning and in the evening. And if you do this for 30 days in a row, you're going to get amazing results. And if you want someone to lend their wavelengths, right? The waves are the invisible world that we exist in, that are created by the focus of our brain, right? That's like if people tell you electricity is not real, show me electricity. All you can point to is the effect of electricity. That's a light. Where is the electricity? Where does it come from? It's all through the air. Same with like Wi-Fi. It's real, it's an energy, but you can't see it unless it is manifest. So if you want someone to focus their wavelength energy towards your manifestation, if you want that someone to be me, you can hire me for that. I do coaching calls and I love helping my clients realize their dreams in this life. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and click that link below. And I've also got my very first audiobook for sale. It is all about the #1 question I've been getting on my YouTube channel for years, which is about race and my experiences with it. It is funny as hell, shocking, informative, inspiring, and will have you on the edge of your seat. It's a great listen. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out below as well. I'm excited for what realities this video can bring into your life. I'm excited for you, and I'm grateful for you being here today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for
How many
now.
have heard of the lost Gospel of Thomas? The lost Gospel of Thomas. Some of you have heard of that text. Very, very powerful text. The lost Gospel of Thomas is powerful because it is believed to be the actual words of Jesus as he was teaching those around him how to use the power of human emotion in his life. I know people that ask and ask and ask and nothing happens. Because the asking is not done with the voice. The asking is not done, please, please, bring this to my world. That's not asking. To ask, we must speak to the field, to the divine matrix, in the language that the field recognizes, and a language that's meaningful. The field doesn't recognize our voice, it recognizes the power of our heart. Remember this morning, our heart, we have a feeling, creates electrical waves, magnetic waves. That's the language the field recognizes.